All right. So we're live now, but we just disappeared.
I know every time I touch my computer, it just keeps doing it. I don't know why.
There you are.
Okay.
All right. So we did the Evelyn K. Davis Center for Working Families. The first thing that we were supposed to talk about was the history of it, and just from what I know, and I think that we all kind of went over, Evelyn Davis she grew up in southern Iowa, and in the 1960s, women started going out and like getting their own jobs, and she saw families struggling to take their kids to daycare. So, anyone else want to join on?
I think from that she started to also open up other places. I just disappeared again.
Yeah, she started opening other places like the Tiny Tots daycare, which was more affordable for the families to take their kids, so the females were able to go out and get their own jobs to help provide for their families. Do either of you guys know, like, you guys want to add like the most important part of what made the Tiny Tots Center like a place where these people could take their families? That makes sense?
Yeah, I think people needed a place to take their kids that was affordable so that they can go out and work.
Right.
People didn't earn a lot of money back then, so they couldn't. A lot of the daycares cost too much money to be able to take your kids for child care.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted,
so she decided to.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
She wanted like a more, like the people that were in poverty. She wanted to help them out. So the people that couldn't afford to pay for the daycare while they went out to look for jobs or went on job interviews or even went to work. That's why she kind of established all of it.
Angela, what were you saying?
I was pretty much the same thing. She finished it up for me.
Yeah, I think the gist of it is she started the Tiny Tots basically for the cost, because a lot of families, like, I think like mainly it was affordable for other families because I mean they couldn't afford, expensive daycares and try to go get jobs. And yeah, no, I agree. So what is the Evelyn K. Davis Center?
The Evelyn K. Davis Center is a place for working families where they can come and get skills so that they can go out and find a job. They can learn how to write a resume. They can learn. They can help them search for jobs. They can send them out on jobs. They even have a place where they provide suits or clothing so that they can go out for interviews. They have mock interviews. They have a whole host of things that you need in order to go out and get a job.
Yeah. Laura, do you have something to add in?
Yeah, I mean, they also have job training as well. So they help people pay for the job training, get funding for that. So like if you want to get your CDL or your welding license or something like that, they'll help you pay for the funds because it can be expensive and they know that people don't have it. They help them get started on that. They also teach programs like Word and Excel, so that even if they already are working, they can still come in there and gain more knowledge to be able to be more successful.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got most of it. I just the Evelyn K. Davis Center, like, it's got everything. It's like helps you through every step. There's not like a step that they're missing, Like if you're looking for a job, they'll get you through every single step. And education, they literally do everything to help you get what you're looking for, which I think is really cool because there's not places like that anywhere else that I've found.
Yeah, they also pay tuition at DMAC for like CNA. If you want to do billing and coding, if you want to be a surgical tech, they have different programs that they pay for at DMAC.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was good. And they even buy your stethoscope and your uniforms or whatever you need to get started.
Yeah, like they literally aren't missing anything. Like they have every single puzzle piece to get you exactly where you need. And I think it's really cool that they help with the finances because
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it, a lot of things now are you have to actually kind of lose quite a bit of money before you can get the job and then like gain it back slowly. So this helps them because they obviously don't have money to lose really.
Right.
So
Yeah, and they also have a high SAT program where you can come in and study for your uh, general education test, or and they also let you take it there too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So our mission in like our goals for doing service there, you guys can kind of say yours and I'll kind of briefly go over what we agreed as our three objectives. Oh my goodness. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what was like your personal like mission or like your goal?
So for me, it was, yeah, just like taking this class, the servant leadership class, um, to gain some of the knowledge. Like, they say you have to be a servant before you can be a leader. Like, I feel like a lot of the people that are coming into the Evelyn K. Davis Center are in that servant part of it. Um, so you just kind of learned like where they're coming from and kind of how they navigate through it. And I think that helps you get a sense of, um, how the struggles are for them and how hard it can be.
yes, I think one of our goals was to make a difference in people's lives, and I think we did that. And personally, for me, I think when some people came in and um, they were maybe not savvy on a computer or something, and I helped them with them. Try to tell them don't worry, try to ease their mind, and we can get through this. And they repeatedly thanked you, and which no thanks was really necessary, but they were just very, very appreciative of what you could do for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it helped a lot because they were appreciative. Like even though we chose to do service there,
Mm-hmm.
they were super, super, super thankful for everyone. So our three of like our goals or mission that we decided. So the first one was to improve our understanding of what servant leadership is, to gain a better understanding of the difficulties that families in the Des Moines area are facing, and then to find different ways that we can help now and in the future as professional healthcare providers or nurses. So we can go ahead and do like our synopsis of how we feel like if we did accomplish that, or like how we feel um, if we didn't accomplish it or not quite. Like, what do you guys
Mm-hmm.
think?
I feel like we did. I mean, I feel like, going back to, I guess, the people were happy for our help. They were, even like just being there for 2 days. Like the second day that I was there, people were like, they knew who I was already because they were
Right.
coming in, and it was the friendly face at the desk for them to see. And my camera just turned off again every time I move.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see me again?
Yes.
No, for a
Yes.
second.
Good. We're
Can
good.
you, it's not like on though that.
Yeah, I think for me, being there made me become a better servant leader because it gave me the sense of serving someone else first. So I really got the feeling of that while I was there. So hopefully it can help me, keep paying it forward, so that I can help other people in need and learn and know, when to uh know when they need help, know when to help them out.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, not just from our service, but like overall, I think the one thing, so I started writing like our individual papers that are due on Wednesday. Well, I started that earlier today, and I had realized that when we did the Bible verses
Right.
about like Jesus and how he was a servant before he was like he served others, his disciples before he became a leader. That was like one thing that's really stuck with me, because everyone knows Jesus and he's a leader in the world, not just in like this country.
Yes.
So I think that was like one big thing that really made me understand servant leadership more, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I think the gospel really stuck with me too. So that project, really meant something for me. So glad I got to do that one.
yeah, that really I don't know, it just really changed my mindset because I was also looking at our little assessment like pre-semester or pre-course assessment that we did ourselves. And I remember I read it and the first question was like, what do you think like the definition of servant leadership is? And I put it all about like the leadership part.
Right, me too.
It's literally not like it's mainly about serving and it's not really that much about leadership. Leadership kind of follows, but it starts with serving. So
Yeah, I think so too. I think I put all about for the organization, more so than for the people. So it's like, well, I need to change that.
yeah, that I
My
think
post assessment.
that's something that I really like about classes like these. If you do like pre-assessments, and I go back and look at them, and I'm like, wow, what was I thinking? But and I would say like between the discussions that we've had before, that I think we've all got a better understanding of what people in Des Moines actually face. Because it kind of it baffled me when I first did my service there last semester. I don't know if you guys have anything to add on your behalf now that you guys have more service done, but
This service was definitely different. I think we had more needy people. I mean, it put a definition on servant leader, to serve someone else first. Because I think the last one we did where we were doing mental health, so it was really different from what we did this time.
yeah,
I feel like we kind of got to go into that leader role, like helping people out, and it kind of, it puts it into real life situations and not just something that you're reading about and not something you're just learning about, but something that you're actually doing and helping with as well.
yeah, I agree. That's kind of like one thing why I think once you're like a servant and you serve others, it's kind of like a train. Like everyone sees you doing that, and then they want to do it, and then you kind of become like a leader or like a role model, I guess. So that's one thing I found.
Yeah, I actually asked Lisa, I said, well, it was kind of sad to go and not to do it anymore. And I said, she said, now you don't want to leave. I said, no, can I come back? And she said, when I have free time, she said, yeah, right. When are you going to have free time in school? I said, I know, but later on.
Yes.
She said, you're welcome at any time.
Yes. It helps.
I know sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
On Friday, I actually went on Friday and they had limited help on Friday. And it can get pretty busy, and they were really glad that I was able to go on Friday and help them out. And even with having the hours in and stuff, just stay and help them do that.
Yes.
Just answer the phones even, and I made reminder phone calls, just little things just to take a little bit off of them so they can get done what they need to get done as well.
I agree. Like the last day I did service, which was a while ago now, but there was a lady who had 5 children under the age of 6, and she had one in the center with her, and she was like a month old, and she was trying to get stuff done so she could then take her CNA course and everything. So I actually got to hold her little baby, and
Oh,
it's the little things.
things we have to do. Yeah.
I wasn't complaining, but
I
Yeah.
know.
I
um,
would.
so we've kind of discussed the social issues. Not necessarily that the center faces, but kind of the whole area of Des Moines. Do you guys like want to add more into that?
Well, for me, I feel like I did realize I didn't know that that area of Des Moines was high area of homeless and halfway house people that were there. I know there's like the huge Mercy Hospital. Our college is there, which is pretty pricey. And I guess I didn't realize that that area was about basically what they're doing. That's kind of why they center themselves there. So it's easy for those people to be able to get to them and access them.
Mhm.
Yes. Mhm.
So that's something that I definitely learned.
Yeah. And another thing is they have the grocery store next door. Prior to it being CK Fresh, it was a grocery store that opened up in the area for those people because there's no grocery store around there. But
Hmm.
I think that grocery store got to be too pricey for that area and went under. So then CK Fresh is open there now. So
Hmm.
they keep trying to bring in new things for the community there.
Yeah, I think since there are a lot of people there that aren't privileged with like wealth and money, that it's really important where people choose to start their businesses, because if they don't have enough money to even ride a bus, to have like a bus pass, then they're not going to be able to get any help, or they're not like the business won't be able to do anything for those people if that's what their goal is. So I
Yes.
think where things are is extremely important. So,
Yeah.
any other social issues? Mm, trying to think.
I think we covered them.
Yeah, I think so. I know. I think it was like the second day I did service there. I had got like brought to my attention that a lot of the people that would come in would end up back in jail
Oh,
and
yes.
that area. So like something I didn't really realize is a lot of people go to that area once they get out of jail or prison, or whatever.
Hmm.
It's kind of like the go-to, I guess.
Yes. She
Yeah,
did.
for like the less wealthy people.
Yeah, she did. So
Yeah.
they even get people who get out of prison. It's been there for a while. Well, they were there before the computers got savvy like they are, and they have no clue on what to do once they get out here. So they need help, you know,
Yes.
getting reestablished, getting resituated into a society.
Yes, I agree, especially if they were incarcerated for an extended period of time, because things change so fast.
Yes.
Um, trying to think. Let's see. Um, anything else that you guys want to add, like that really stood out to you, or something like one of the days that you did service? Like, was there something that happened that you'll remember?
I think mine was one special days. I think I have pictures of it when the guy I was helping, he was homeless and he was just so nervous and so uh, really thinking, like, I guess in a mindset like I'm dumb or I don't know how to do this or something. But I tried to reassure him that there was nothing to worry about, that I was there to help. And uh, he was just so nervous. And by the time he left, he was smiling, like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
So I set him up with the job coach, and he was able to go and talk to someone. So he was smiling by the time he left.
Which I think is cool, because the center does have so much that they can leave with, like, so much more than what they came in with. Um, how do you think this will influence your personal and your professional life?
Uh, I think it will make me more aware of um, how others may need help but may not say it, or so it will help me open up and offer more so that I can help them, be able to accomplish whatever they're trying to accomplish. Because a lot of times people are struggling and they won't say anything. And you can see like they may say something to you like, I'm getting bad grades in this or something, but they never ask for help. So to offer to maybe help study with them or something like that, or whatever the case may be that you may come across with someone in your discussions.
Mhm. Yeah, I find that a lot of people are embarrassed of their position, like where they are. So I think
Hi.
I know I saw you kind of had to.
It totally kicked me out. Can you guys see me now though?
It
That
says
just
it's
make me more aware of what's going on around me. I think that's what it's given to me.
Mhm. I would say for like future wise, like it makes me more motivated, to actually go out and like make time in my schedule to go do more, like serving. Because it's a good feeling too. Not only are you helping people, but it makes you feel good. You don't even like it's not hard to do. So
Yeah, it does. It make me feel like, why didn't I do this before? You try to. Yeah, I always say I don't have time. But really, it wasn't a lot of time.
yeah,
To
it's really
just
not
to
that
go.
time consuming.
Yeah.
If you could just set like an hour or two, like
Mhm.
even, then that makes, I mean, there's a lot that you can do in an hour
It
there.
is. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be
Um,
pretty busy.
yes, it can. Um, I would say too, one thing that I thought about is I know a lot of the women that come in, like younger and some older, they go into to get CNA jobs or like they want to start the CNA class. So I thought one thing would be really cool if we did like study groups
Oh yeah.
because once you're in like the first semester of nursing school, you're basically doing everything that you do in CNA.
You're
Like
right.
because I am a CNA, and like this semester, a lot of the labs and stuff was a lot that I had already done throughout my CNA course. So we have the knowledge to help them.
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
That's an excellent
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, that was one thing I thought of because I mean they probably don't understand a lot of what
Yeah.
a lot of the content.
Yeah, it's
I,
scary
I
going
would
in there and as a CNA. I remember taking my CNA classes and it's like, I'll never remember all of this.
Yeah, and like I don't know, Lori, are you a CNA?
I am, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I mean we've all done it, so we can help like study prep or
Mhm.
even helping with like their assignments, like the little written assignments every week.
Mhm.
Oh
And then
yeah.
Yeah.
like understand even what they're reading because sometimes I mean even now if I'm reading something I have no idea what it says and I have to like read it.
Yeah. It's
So
different terminology.
yes, so that's like one thing I thought would be really cool to do. But
I feel like
That's an
something
excellent
that would
idea.
be cool too would be to there were a lot of people inquiring about the GED test, which is the high set that they call it.
mhm.
Um, but doing
Lori
some sort
disappeared
of
from
study
me. I
group for
see her,
that
but I
as
can't hear
well.
her.
Lori, can you hear Angela?
Yeah.
Oh,
And you can hear me, right, Bailey?
I can hear you. Angela said she can hear you.
Can you see me?
I'll just nod.
Oh boy, good thing we're almost done.
I
um,
know.
I feel like the with the GED
I'm not
information,
gonna
like
touch you,
I
Lori,
know
because I
people
don't
were
want to.
nervous or really nervous about taking like the math part
Oh, I heard a
of
word.
it because they're so um they're like so out of practice with all of the stuff. you know, so to like regain some of the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of them are quite a bit older than, you know, over that 18 age.
Yes. Yeah.
So I agree. It's kind of, it's kind of like why they say don't take a year before you go to college, because then you kind of just lose
You
everything.
lose some of it.
Like also in the nursing home, they say if you don't use it, you lose it. So
Mhm.
kind of the same concept. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else that we'd like to add?
I
Angela
think
added something about what was it? Some African organization.
It was SAF.
Yes.
I don't have it in. I think it was about. I thought I took it out because I didn't really look it over after I took it out, but I guess it stayed in there. Do you still have it up? Kind of remind me what it was.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. Let's see.
It was a program for African families.
Okay.
To help them come over and have a find, culture within their community because they don't speak English and they have like they eat certain things. They have their own way of living, so they were trying to bring their community together to be able to find jobs and be able to advocate for them in order to get them what they needed since they've moved here to Des Moines.
Yes, that's basically the gist of it. So it's the Strong African American Families Program.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the gist is basically to get the same cultural people, like the same culture of people together, so they can kind of bounce off each other and use each other as help, I guess.
Yes.
So yes. All right. Anything else?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Technical
I think
difficulties were
you
not
guys were
great.
awesome. So
Yes, happy Easter, everyone. I hope you guys have a great last week of this semester.
I know.
Yeah, you too.
Let's finish that
Yay.
paper.
It's almost
I
summer,
know.
but happy Easter, and thank you for logging on today.
All right. Thank you. See you
Guys.
guys later.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.